In this next series of videos, we're going to be taking a look at react.js. React.js is a front-end JavaScript framework, and we basically use it to create front-end applications. With React, we can basically talk to a backend, so that backend can be Node using Express, or it could be PHP with Laravel, or anything like that. Basically anything with an API that we can talk to. But we're going to start off basic. We're going to start off at the very beginning, and in this video, we're going to talk about Create React App. Create React App is a tool that you install globally. Once you've installed Create React App, you can then use it to basically scaffold out applications. These applications kind of assume sensible defaults, which is really nice, so you don't have to worry about things like setting up Webpack and the build process. You can literally just get stuck in straight away and install your application and start from there. So just as a quick demo, I'll show how we do this. So the first thing that we want to do is on your machine, so it could be Windows, Linux, I'm running Linux here, or it could be on Mac OS as well. What we need to do is we need to install the Create React App, and the way that we do that is through npm. What we want to do is we want to say npm install and then pass the -g argument here for global. And then once we've done that, we just go install Create React App like this. Now, one thing to note is that on some systems, this will give you an error just typing it like this, because it may need permissions to basically install this in a global location. And if you've not got those permissions, I'll just show you what it does quickly. As you can see, it gets all the necessary dependencies that it needs, but then it throws up this error saying permission denied. That's basically because it can't write the files to the folder. So in my case, it's in user lib node modules. To get around this, we can just type sudo npm install, and that will basically raise your privileges to basically install this on a global level. So if you then just type in the password, once we've got it installed, using it is really simple. You just type create React app, and then the first app that we're going to create is our friend Hello World. So if I just type this and hit enter, and as you can see, there we go, it's pulling down all the dependencies and it's making all these choices for us that we don't need to worry about, and obviously it's got Webpack set up and everything else already out of the box with it, so that's great. Once it's done, it actually shows you what you need to do. If you just look at the bottom, it says cd into hello world, and then you can type yarn start. You could also use npm here. You don't have to use yarn. They're both basically bundlers that we use to basically bundle our applications and compile them and transpile them and all these different things. I'm just going to use yarn because that's what it's telling me to use. I have no preference either way. And then once it starts up, as you can see, just get this lined up, it creates you this brand new React application. This is on localhost, it's running on port 3000, and we can also open it if we just go to open folder, click this, and as you can see, we've got it open here. Now the great thing about this is that we can actually change our application in real time. So if we go into app.js, for example, and if we take out all of this code here and we type in this is a test. Now one thing to note here is that I'm not actually refreshing the browser on the left. If I just do save, as you can see, it updates immediately. So anything that you do on that on this right hand side is immediately reflected as soon as you save it. And that's basically because in the background, when we ran yarn start, this is basically watching for any changes that happen, and as soon as a change happens, it basically injects it into our browser. If we could just get that up, there we go, into our browser. So the first thing that we need to do, now we know that this works, is we need to delete a few things. In this series, I want to literally start from scratch, so I don't want to have like all this boilerplate code here. Even though it's quite light, I think there's a lot going on here that we don't understand yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything apart from the index.js file. As you can see, that will break the build, obviously. Delete everything apart from the index.js file, and then we'll get rid of this here. And then as you can see, we've now got a blank canvas. One other thing to install is the React Dev Tools. If we go to Google and just type in React Dev Tools, you can see it's a Google Chrome extension. And then basically you click on this Add to Chrome button and you go Add Extension, and then it'll add it up here. So we've now got React developer tools installed. We can't see it at the minute because we don't actually have any React. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type some React out here. Don't worry about what this actually is at the moment. So I've actually written out this component here. Don't worry about the contents of this. We're going to go through this line by line in the next video. But as you can see, we've got the component showing up here. And then when you click on components within the Chrome DevTools and you click on the actual component here, you can basically see all the props and the source and everything. There's normally a lot more information, but this is a very basic component. From there, once you've got these things set up, we're basically ready to go. So in the next video, what we'll do is we'll delete all of this. We'll start with a blank canvas. From that blank canvas, we'll go line by line and we'll talk about how to build out the Hello World component. So I'll catch you in the next one, guys.